Fire Emblem has one of the most divided fan bases of any game, and the reception of the recent trailer for Fire Emblem Warriors created another conflict between both the newer and the veteran fans. First off, I would like to point out that I don't think either side is correct, and that this whole division between the community is just silly. For context, veteran fans of the series are upset that older fan favorite characters in the series are not being represented in the game. In my experience, the moment this game was announced, I imagined how great it would be to play as Hector in a Musou style of game. Surely, the idea of decimating enemies with a giant axe sounds really cool. Unfortunately, Koei Tecmo and Intelligent Systems have not shown any sign of including characters from games other than Shadow Dragon, Awakening, and Fates. They even mentioned once in an interview that their reasoning for not including other characters in the series was so they could avoid having too many sword-wielding characters. The first problem to arise from this statement was the fact that 7 out of 10 revealed characters, including the original characters, are actually sword-wielding characters, meaning the bulk of the cast would contradict the previous statement. The second problem is how they are neglecting a possible solution to their problem. If they wanted to create a diverse cast of characters with unique weapon types, they could always use some of the older characters in the series. Fans have brought up a really good point regarding how fan favorite characters like Ike, Roy, Hector, Ephraim, and Lyn possess unique styles of fighting and can help bring some diversity to the cast. Regardless of these points, the veteran fans are a vocal minority, and it's unlikely that Koei Tecmo, Intelligent Systems, or even any of the newer fans would understand their reasoning. Now, I'm not here to bash either side of the coin. I would also like to make it clear that this community is not as black and white as it seems. You have to understand a few things. Not every veteran is an elitist. While there are a few bad apples within, not everyone behaves like that. As a fan, you are allowed to like both the new and the old, while also having the right to criticize the games. Not everyone has to like the same thing, and it's silly to bash people within the community for not sharing your opinion and taste towards games. So for the sake of this video, please keep this in mind, as I'm going to be bringing up arguments from both sides. Fans claim that veteran fans are very difficult to please, and that could not be more ridiculous. Veteran fans have every right to expect that their favorite characters will appear in the game. Although, newer fans are also bringing up good points regarding Koei Tecmo's decision to limit the cast of characters. It's important for veteran fans to understand that while you could dislike Awakening and Fates, these games are the ones that revitalized the series in terms of sales, and we most likely would not have had a Warriors game for Fire Emblem if the series did not sell well. It's entirely possible for older characters in the series to be distributed through DLC, similarly to Hyrule Warriors. The problem that occurs here is that fans can argue that the older characters should be included in the base game, and honestly, this would just solve everything. Speaking of Hyrule Warriors, many fans have tried to compare the issues of Fire Emblem Warriors with Hyrule Warriors, and it just doesn't work. The Legend of Zelda series consists mainly of Link, Zelda, and Ganon as the central characters of the series. In each iteration of Zelda, it's very likely that you'll see these characters a lot. However, in Fire Emblem, the cast of characters is different in each game. The point I'm trying to make is that you can't build a roster of characters for this game the same way you did with Hyrule Warriors, because you have much more options to work with in Fire Emblem. Regardless of all that, I hope Koei Tecmo and Intelligent Systems at least acknowledge the situation with how fans of the series want both new and old characters. Remember, it doesn't matter where you lie on the spectrum of this community. You are a fan of a series, and as a fan, you are allowed to criticize a developer's decisions. Criticism is what makes a product better, and to simply shrug it off as complaints is both unprofessional and allows developers to get away with doing things that you don't agree with. So this was a relatively short video, and honestly, after hearing this whole argument, I really just wanted to make a video talking about my thoughts on the situation and how ridiculous it is. If you made it this far into the video, I would like to thank you for listening to what I had to say. If you would like to see more of these videos, I recommend checking out my channel, as it allows you to find my videos a lot easier. Regardless of that, take care of yourselves.